Hi, I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts. Today we're going to take a look at the adorable, cute and cuddly designer Deco large kit from Hunkdory Crafts. If you like this video and you want to see more of them, please be sure and give me the thumbs up. That's my attaboy to know that you're liking what you're seeing. So let's go ahead and get started. This is the cute and cuddly Deco large kit by Hunkdory Crafts. Hunkdory says you're going to create 24 supersized cards out of this set. Oh no, as usual, we're going to get way more than 24. But this is an absolutely adorable set, I gotta say. It's amazing. With this one, you get 24 of the foiled and die-cut decoupage sheets. What they're calling decoupage is the layering sheets. You get 24 foiled and die-cut base layer sheets, and I'll show you those in just a moment. You get 24 of the coordinating adorable scoreable cardstocks which are printed to be in the same theme, and you get one inspiration sheet. This is what the inspiration sheet looks like, and they're just giving you, just like we are in this video, they're giving you some ideas for different card designs that you can use with your cute and cuddly. It's really a fun kit, and despite the fact that it says cute and cuddly, and you might think that means that they're all going to be for little kids, some of them, like the astronaut, probably are for little kids. But there are so many themes that are adult appropriate too, like these dogs. Who doesn't love dogs and kittens? Here's a really adorable Easter one. We have this little unicorn princess. It's probably more a child's one. The Easter one, as I said, is just adorable. And this one, with the little teddy bear and the dad or grandpa, actually has labels for both dad and grandfather. There's Teddy making his appearance, as Teddy does in our videos. So really, 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 really cute card designs. This fun elephant, little party card, and I was hoping they'd show it to you. Look at this little hedgehog. Oh my gosh. So really, really fun designs. So in addition to this kit, which, let me mention, is huge, because you are getting 12 designs and you get 2 of each. That's 24 card kits in this one set. So yeah, it's amazingly huge, almost an inch through. Great one if you want to, if you have somebody that you craft with. It's a perfect one to share. If you decide to use the inserts, I actually recommend getting 2 sets of inserts, because 2 and maybe even 3, because given the number of sets that we're going to make from this, you're going to need some extra insert papers to fill all of your cards. But these inserts are done in the same designs as the outsides. Are just done in a fainter ink style, kind of a watercolor sort of softer ink style than the outsides of the cards. These are very, very affordable, so think hard on that one. We do have the Cute and Cuddly by Hunkdory that's also in this little book. And I wanted to mention this to you because usually the little book has, let's see, 24 designs. So we have 12 designs in this kit. You have 24 designs here, and you get 6 of each sheet in case you want to layer them. Or if you just want to make a boatload of cards, you can do that. So here's a different design than we had. Look at the little mice hugging. That's cute. Oh, narwhals. Is that a narwhal? Yeah. You got narwhals and a turtle. We got birds on cupcakes. I don't think I want to eat those cupcakes when the birds move, but hey, to each his own. Look at the mice. Oh, that's adorable. A mouse party. So lots of fun things. Oh, look at him with this little balloon. There's your shamrocks for St. Patty's Day. Oh, that mouse is adorable. Cute. Isn't that cute?
Yeah.
You hear Brittany in the background here. Say hi, Brittany. Look at the cats and the
Okay, that's even cuter.
teddy bears, the same Valentine design we use in the kit. Look here. Oh, so cute. So you can see there's lots of designs here, and many of these designs are not from the original kit. So if you want to take advantage of these additional designs, these little books are about $15, and you get 144 images in a little book. So talk about crafting values. Oh, that's so cute. Yeah, they're just irresistible. And again, you've got some juvenile ones here. You also have designs that are just appropriate for anybody who loves animals and sweet things. And, you know, if you ever send in a card to me, I love these these cute and cuddly kinds of designs. So feel free, because I'm one of those adults who loves those things, and I'm sure that I'm not in a minority. We'll put that back in later. Okay, let's take a look at some of the other stuff we used in our samples, just so you have kind of a list up front to be watching for. I used this Bright Papers cardstock pack in several of my designs. They are just simple, bright tones. These bright tones go perfectly with these cute and cuddly designs. I will say this is just simple cardstock. I'm going to say it's not super light, it's not super heavy either. I'm going to say it's about a 68-pound cardstock, but it's very, very smooth. It cuts super well, either with scissors or die cutters. And this is a really good addition to your basic crafting stash, because these colors are going to go so well with so many things. So if you're looking for a really good basic pack, this has 100 sheets in lots of different colors, and I recommend this one as just a basic addition to your stash. I used it on several of these cards, but I'll use it on lots and lots of things going forward. Now, I had lots and lots of help putting this kit together. I want to give a shout out to my friends in our Crafty Friends group. We sat here one night, I was working on them, and I had a couple people who showed up without projects. They said, "Here, help me." And I tossed cards around the table. Brittany helped, and Laura helped, and I think Lisa helped. Kate might have helped. I had lots of people working on these cards this time, and this happens to be one of the papers that Brittany chose for hers. She loved this Shimmer Lagoon paper. It's similar in tone to some of these cardstock sheets. The difference is, if we can get in close enough to see, this has that beautiful shimmery. I think our lights might play tricks on us here, but it has beautiful sparkly tones in this, just soft shimmery feel to this paper. But we did use that in at least one. I used some gift bags in this set. I wanted to show you how easy it was to create a card with a matching gift bag. The gift bag I chose for this one happened to have been blue, but I have these red sets in the store, and it would have gone just as well on the red. So I wanted to point out to you that these little gift bags can be handy to have in your stash as well. Of course, we use some of our basics. I use my foam squares. You'll need several of these for one of these 24 sets. I'd probably get 5 of these. If you buy these from the store and you buy the 5th one, it drops your price down, and it's like the 5th one's free. So if you put 5 in your cart, you'll actually pay for 4 of them. And the same holds true, if I haven't mentioned it before, with our finger lift tape. If you put, I think it's 5 of these in your cart, they drop by $1 a roll, and it means the 5th roll is basically free. So think about that when you're buying it next time. If you have a little bit extra and you want to kind of stock up. I used I didn't use lots. I didn't use a lot of mirror board this time, but the mirror board that I did use was gold. So I set that out to remind myself to tell you that I used mirror board, because I'm using some special card blanks this time. If you want to do the domed cards I'm going to show you, you'll want a craft knife. This happens to be our retractable craft knife that we have in our store. We have these, it's nice because if you're like me and you drop it in your toolbox you don't have to worry too much about cutting your hand when you reach in to get it because it retracts like a ballpoint pen. Isn't that cool? And I have these little We Are Memory Keepers cutting boards. I found it really nice to have this magnetic ruler to hold things in place when I was doing some of my cutting. You can do it any way you choose. I just wanted to let you know that we were using that. I also used my detail scissors. And I used my long blade scissors. You want to hand me one of those? We have these available in the store very, very reasonably. There's nothing fancy about these. I happen to be using Scotch titanium blade scissors. You can use any long blade scissors. I tend to recommend Scotch or Fiskars. Neither one is expensive and both of them will do a fine job for you. This again for my detail work. I used, just because I had it and it was fun and fancy schmancy, look at this new tool I just got from We Are Memory Keepers. It has a 1/16 of an inch hole. It has an 1/8 inch hole. It has a 3/16. It has a 1/4 inch, which is kind of the normal size. And then it's got a 5/16 hole. This is big enough when we're doing our banners to cut the big holes to run our ribbon through our banners. This is just slicker than anything, and I love it, but I had to show that off. I think I used maybe this one, probably the 3/16. I had some leftover pieces that were just too cute to toss away, so I made some bookmarks and I punched them using this. And then finally, I want to show you these. Now these are not an absolute essential, but when you see these on the cards, I think you're going to say, wow, those are fun. I got to try that. These are dimensional dome cards. It comes with the dome itself. It comes with a pre-cut aperture card. It comes with the envelopes, and the envelopes are large enough to handle this big dome. I will say that if you're going to mail these, even though you've got the envelope, toss that into a bubble mailer to mail these. The ones with the domes tend to be better for hand delivered, but if you're going to mail them with a little bit of added protection. But we've got, this one's got the octagon, this one's got the circles, this one's got squares, and this one has this kind of fun, I never know what to call this. I call this kind of a Victorians kind of style to it. And what it does is it protects the buildup that we're doing on the cards. So we've done cards in two styles here. Some of them are done using all of the pieces. Others are done using part of the pieces and divvying them up like I usually do. So you can kind of compare and contrast the differences. Let's get started looking at some of our card designs. Okay, here's the first of our pieces. Now, as we've said, that the Deco large kit actually has 2 of each, so these are what they're calling their decoupage pieces. We call them our layering pieces, and you get 2 full sheets of the layering images. You get 2 of the base sheets. Now, occasionally I get a call, just about every time we promote a Deco large kit, I get a call or an email saying, hey, I think my kit was shorted because I only got 1 of the base layers. This is actually 2. If you were buying an individual kit, they would have just given you the half sheet. In these Deco large kits, they're printed 2 up to a page, so this is 2 images. They're just printed on 1 sheet. Here's the background card. You can tell the background card itself is just beautiful too. Look at those colors. Now you can see why I said the bright colors of cardstock work so well with these. This is what the insert paper looks like, and when I was saying that one is just kind of much lighter than the other, you can imagine how beautiful that's going to be inside your cards. Okay, let's take a look at what we did. Now I told you that we did some using all of the pieces and some just using a few. I want to show you these together. Now this one, here's the first, and this one uses all of the layers. See how many layers there are in that? Can you see that, Brett? Lots and lots of layers. And it's beautiful and it's highly dimensional. But when you look at this one is also beautiful and very dimensional. And I only used approximately 3 layers in this one. And then I used another 3 to 4 layers on a separate card, building up my image on my base sheet. So I used this one right here, and I built my images on here, and I used this one inside. And if you look at those individually, I think they're really, really beautiful. Now, I did want to say over here, I really liked the way this border looked across the top, but of course it was too high to use on my 5x7 card. So I just took my detail scissors and I cut along the edge of that foliage, and I brought it down and created a layer out of that and put it across the top, and I think that looks so cute. Let's take a look at how we did the inside of these. Now there's 2 choices here also. For this one, just to show you, you actually could do this. This is not my preference, but you could do this. You actually can glue your dome to the inside and then just bring your cover down over. But my preference for how to do these is to attach my dome inside the aperture, the cutout, just a fancy word for cutout, guys. And then I put my image inside there, and then I covered it with a piece of 6x6 white cardstock, so that when you open it, you have a normal card on the inside, but you have all this beauty going on the outside. So I really, really like this. I think this is beautiful. And then I told you that I got these 2 when I layered them with this one that had all of the images on one piece. I still made a card out of the remaining piece, used one of my borders off the sheet, put my little greeting up on some foam squares, and I still end up with 2 beautiful cards. So they say you'll get 2 from this. We got 4. And I think they're gorgeous. I hope you agree. Okay, let's move on and take a look at our next set. Okay, next we have a gift for you. This is the one that has the masculine teddy bear and the little bear reaching up into the chair. Let's take a look at this set. We've got our deco, or excuse me, our layering pieces, or what they call our decoupage. Here again is our 2 up base sheets. So cute, oh my gosh. And then the adorable cardstock. And again, just for comparison's sake, here's the bright one and the insert. The inserts are sold separately. Let's take a look here. I think we have, here's one where we've used all the pieces on one. Now you may be thinking, man, I think I hear what you're saying about how to create that dome. But at the end of this video, I'm going to do a little short demonstration to show you how to actually assemble this dome piece so that you'll be absolutely certain about where you're going with that. Use the really cute little border sheet. And this one we did to a wonderful granddad. How cute is that? And the layering looks beautiful. Here's one we've done. This time I did it without the dome, and I did it in 2 cards. I used my base layer on one, and I used my corner off of my cardstock on the other one. This one says, birthday wishes, have a very good birthday. And the little bear passing up the package. This one says, you're the best dad I could have asked for. And it says, sending bear hugs. Now, you can see my layers here. I have plenty of layers on each card, but I made 2 cards where there's made 1 layered card. And for the first one, where we actually used all of the layering pieces here, I took that corner piece and I covered a 5x7 card. I used a piece of that bright colored cardstock in the background here. Then I took my image and I bordered that with the bright colored cardstock, laid that right down, and I put "You're the best dad I could have asked for" across the bottom and "Happy Father's Day" at the top. But doesn't that turn out cute? Okay, 4 cards from this one. Okay, next up we have Party Animals, Deco Large. Now, this one is a little bit different than the others in that first of all, the pieces are really big. See how large those pieces are? So it's hard to get too many extras done from this one, but I do love the tags they added. Everyone needs a friend like you. Thanks for being there. I love the tags they added. So here's our decoupage layers, or our layering pieces. Here's our base sheet. Now they did something they don't often do here. And that is, notice that all of our layering pieces go the other way, so we could not build on this cardstock this time. This had to become a card of its own. See what I mean? Because everything's kind of mirrored on this one. So here's our card, but they're still adorable. Here's our cardstocks. Here is our insert paper. Okay, let's take a look at what we got here. So, because those cardstock pieces were going the opposite direction, they had to be single layer cards, and these look an awful lot alike, don't they? That's fine, that's just what we did. We took a 5x7 card, we cut a 5x7 piece of this background cardstock, we put this up on foam tape, and there's our cards for the 2 layering pieces, or the 2 cardstock pieces. Now let's look at our layering cards. Here's one that's done with all the pieces on one card. Again, beautiful dimension, lots and lots of layers. We chose not to use a dome for this one. Actually, the domes we had for this one were really, really large, and I just didn't want to make the cards that big, so I'm not even sure I bought them because they were so big. Yeah, they made the A5 or half sheet cards, and that's just bigger than you guys usually like, so I didn't buy the rectangles because they were just so very big, and I like them a whole lot better if we keep the cards a little more average to the size of our US cards. Okay, so here's my layering pieces I've taken. Even though there aren't a lot of layers, you can still see that I got some nice dimension in both of these cards by just using partial layers and divvying them up between 2 cards. On this one, I've used my background out of the cardstock piece, and this one is "To Someone Special" and "Happy Birthday" across the top, just to tie that all together nicely. This time I used one of my little A6 cards, European A6, and I took my background piece and I laid that up against a piece of my green cardstock. I covered my A6 card in a piece of the bright pink cardstock, and I just think that turned out absolutely adorable. I used my little happy birthday banner here also. Remember, I have 2 of them because I get 2 kits. And I think that just turned out beautiful. Now see where all the vacant pieces are? My green cardstock shows through. It makes that look just like it's supposed to look that way. Really cute. We got 5 cards from this set. This is birthday balloons. It's got a little bear costume with a grr across the front. And he's holding up his balloons. It's cute, very cute. Our layering sheet. Here's our background, or excuse me, our base sheets. Happy birthday to a special boy, let's celebrate. We've got our cardstock bases. Our insert paper. Okay, this time all 4 of the cards that we've made are layered. That's not true. This one, yeah. It's so hard to tell the difference between the one we used all the layering pieces and we didn't. This one has all the layering pieces. It doesn't look as high as some of the ones do, but it has all the layering pieces. Of course, I've used a 5x7 card and I've just built everything up on the base image for this one. Now this one, this cardstock here, was fun, and I liked the balloons at the top, but it ended up having a really big open space. Nobody says you have to put those borders on straight, so we brought it diagonally right across the card, and then we put our little enjoy your day next to that. I think that is just cute, really cute. So we have our celebrate, enjoy your day, and we've got happy birthday to a special boy. That's the first set. The second set, we actually did break up the layers. And if you look, you know, we still get great layers from these, even though they don't look all that much different than this one. But we got 2 layered pieces out of this. This time we've just taken an A6 and we cut that way down. He give you some little extra tags. I kind of hung that tag like a little flag down from the Let's Celebrate banner. And I thought that was really cute. That's on a European A6. This one's on a 5x7. And I wanted this to be a little, I think we used a lot of our card down below it. So I filled in with a piece of my solid color bright cardstock down here on the bottom, which I think really makes that tag pop. I think that's just really cute. But this is just filled in down here to give just a little extra color at the bottom. We got 4 cards from that set. Okay, this one is called Cute as a Button. And you'll see this one actually has lots of beautiful layering pieces. In fact, you'll be amazed when you see these actually on the cards here momentarily. So we have 2 sheets of our layering. We have 1 set of base sheets, again 2 up. So there's 2 bases there. And we have our our insert paper and our 2 pieces of cardstock. And let's see what we did with these. Now Brittany built this first one and she put all the layers in one card. Look at this. It is under a dome and it is actually hitting the top of the dome. There's so many layers there. That is amazing. Are they all necessary on one card? I don't know. You decide. You can do them all on one and then have a simple image for your second image. On this one, I've used the dome card and the dome card base. It says the little cute as a button border. Actually, Brittany did this one. I didn't do this one. Brittany did this one. And this one, I just covered my card in a piece of gold Miri. And that's a European A6 card. I cut my little base down to fit that card. And I put the Just For You tag and I layered the butterfly on the tag. They're very, very cute. But look how wonderful these layers look here. And we got 3 cards out of this set, all using all the same layering pieces. Isn't it amazing? You get good layers. At least 3 layers on everything. This one had 4 layers on some things in our dome, and this one has up to 4 layers. So it's just remarkable how many layers this set had. But we got 3 sets from this one, including the dome cards. Love them. They're so cute. 5 cards from this set, guys. This is a wonderful Easter Deco large, and again we have a beautiful number of layers in this one. This adorable little rabbits, oh my gosh. 2 layering pieces, our base sheets. These have a great number of sentiments too. Look at these little bunnies in the corners. Oh, they're so cute. And here's our insert paper. Okay, here's one using all the layers in one piece. And I gotta say, it is gorgeous. It's absolutely adorable. They did a good job of dimensionalizing this one by, you know, raising some pieces up and having kind of just a little bit more dimension. Instead of raising the whole thing up, they just brought strategic pieces up, and I think this one really is beautiful done in a single card. I love the way that Happy Easter banner sits on top of that dome. And then by coming down a little bit on the cardstock, I'm going to show you what I mean by that. I wanted the Easter eggs to fall right at the bottom, so I trimmed off this pink part at the bottom, and I built my dome right from here because I wanted those eggs to show because they were so bright and colorful. Okay, so here's one. Look at how beautiful these look, though, when you make two. And again, they're so dimensional that I think they look fabulous just like this. I made a second dome card with a smaller number, and then I used a lot of layers on this little A6 card, and I think it's just adorable. Really, really cute. Let's compare those two side by side. They both look great. Okay, and then on our cardstock we had these adorable bunnies that got cut off to use the centerpiece, and I just couldn't toss those. So I made bookmarks out of them. Aren't they cute seasonal bookmarks? Look at those. Put a little ribbon in there. I just punched them with my hole punch. With this one where I have the sides, I just clipped them kind of at an angle to make this be a beautiful gift tag too on a bag or a package. So gift tags or bookmarks, either one. But how cute are those? I just couldn't throw them away. So we got 3 cards and 4 bookmarks out of this one. Okay, next we have Out of This World with our little astronaut. You can see lots and lots of layers to this one too. There's our base sheets, both of them. Love this, what they did here. That's fun. And always fun when they give you an extra little image in the corner to play with. And they reversed this on the insert. But this one's the right direction, so that's what really counts for being able to layer on it. Okay, this time I made 3 cards. All of them I broke up the layers because there were so very many layers, guys, that it just did not make sense to me not to break up the layers. They would have been really, really tall otherwise, and they're just so cute. So here's our first card. This is using the base layer, and I brought the corner of the base layer up into the corner of that cardstock, took advantage of that rings to pull that all together. Hope your birthday is out of this world. This one, I used a plain piece of cardstock. It's actually from the other corner here, so I could build up on this image. And then I cut out the corner piece and brought it down just because I thought that that was a really nice use of that space. And third, I used that same corner piece. This time I used the "You're a Little Star" tag and brought that down, and I also put a border here just to kind of jazz up this side a little bit because it was pretty wide and there wasn't a lot on this side. But they did add these little stars all over too. In each of these, I've added stars to that background to kind of fill in the space a little bit. And then I took another of my base layers and I added it all to a gift bag. So that when we give this one, we'll have a pretty gift bag. And again, this would have been just as good with the red, because it would have picked up the rings and things. But I can have a pretty gift bag, and then I can also have a matching card inside. And how nice will that look? That'll look great, huh? So we got 3 cards and a gift bag out of this one. Our next one is called Perfect Paws, Deco Large. And this is all dogs, all different dog breeds. I love the sentiment on this one. It says, best friends come in all shapes and sizes. That's really cute. So here we've got the layering piece, and look at, you got all these little tiny layering pieces. So even though these are large, there's still lots of layers to be had here. 2 layering sheets, of course. This is what our backgrounds look like. This is what our cardstock looks like. Here's our cardstock versus our insert. And let's see what we did here. This one was fun because it's got these arches, but see, we've got these fun little corner pieces, and I thought those were fun to work with. So I did break up all 4 of these. None of these is a complete image, and look at all the layers. Guys, there are plenty of pieces to do 4 cards out of the 2 sets easily. Lots and lots of layers there. So these 2 with the base sheets, I did similar cards, but they're just a little bit different. Here I just used the background card, put on the little corners above it, put just for you up on some foam squares, and I put happy birthday across the bottom. On this one I put my happy birthday across the top, and then I also added have a perfect day up the side. I will tell you that even though that looks really good, I did that because I got my 5x7, my cardstock slightly over from my corner, and I wanted this to come flush to the side, to the fold line. So just added a strip. And then I had a little bit of extra of this, and I just thought it would be fun to cover the little red stripes underneath with matching. So I put those there. Cute. These 2 are done identically. The layers may be slightly different because my layers, I don't know that they will ever be the same way twice. I just kind of literally divvy them up between the cards, guys. These are on European A6, and this is using the cardstock piece and building my layers on the cardstock. You get plenty of layers there. So cute. Okay, this time if you have dogs, you gotta have cats. So this one's called Cuddly Kittens. You can see that we have 3 main images, but we have lots of little kittenettes, so we easily could break that up into multiple cards. Here's our base sheets and some nice borders there. We've got our kittens here. And here's our insert sheet. I wanted to point out on these inserts, sometimes when you get the inserts, it's just a white sheet with an image in the corner. I do like the fact that these insert sheets cover the whole sheet, because you can easily use this also to cover the inside and still have a very polished look, even though it doesn't have the whole image on it. So I do like the fact that they did that this time with the image sheets. Good job, Hunkdory. Okay, here's one where we used all of the layers on one. And it's not an obscene number of layers. It does look cute and really dimensional. But we got 2, I think, equally cute cards by breaking those layers up and using them on 2 separate cards. Now if I did this one again, I'd do this one on a 5x7. I don't know why I used a 4x6, but I would put this on a 5x7 and then use some of my other sentiments and things. This one, I like the way this looks. It's on a 4x6, but this one just looks better on a 4x6 than the one with the full ring does. This looks cute. Thank you for being a perfect friend. So we got 3 cards from this. Okay, this time we have the Snuggle Bears. I'm telling you, these are just such cute, fluffy little white bears. I just love them. We've got Sending All My Love, Today and Always. We've got these beautiful foiled toppers from me to you with love. They're just so pretty. They even gave you little punch-out letters to layer up the banner. We've got 2 punch-out sheets, of course. We've got 2 of our base sheets. Here's our corner. I love the little shadowed hearts all over it. It's very pretty. I tell you guys, some of these inserts are so cute they could almost be a card just with the insert, couldn't they? Okay, let's see what we did here. These are all broken into multiple cards per set. This is one set. I did a dome card. On this very special day, it says, with a little border piece here. I like to use the borders down below to match whatever my treatment is up on the top, because I think that just complements it really well, creates a nice sense of balance. We got our domes here. Somebody asked me, could you make a shaker card out of these? I think the answer to that is absolutely you could. Now you do need to know that because you have all these little foam squares and stuff in here, and they're going to have a little bit of adhesive in the sides, some of your shaker components are going to stick on here. If that doesn't bother you, then go ahead. Yeah, add shaker components to that. Here's our second card. I've used that top border, brought everything way up to the top, and then I used that banner underneath. I think that's so cute. Very, very cute. Okay. Actually, I guess these probably went like this, because this was a foiled, this was a base sheet, and so was this one. Doesn't matter, we still got 4 cards from the set. I like this one. I thought this was cute. On here, I've come down on my cardstock, and I've put my love, lots of love, border across the top, put my banner under that, Sending All My Love, layered up the banner, layered up these pieces, and then because I'm using that corner out of my cardstock, it was kind of shifted a little bit to the right-hand side, so I put this clear out to the side of them to kind of create a sense of balance and stretch this image this way, and I think that looked good. So I mean, I've done it on both of these cards. I've kind of put this clear out to the side in an attempt to create a wider image at the bottom to match and be able to fill out my 5x7 card. This time, I wanted to use that little ruffle off the top, and I just took my detail scissors and trimmed along that ruffle and brought it all down to create a little extra dimension at the top. So we've got, this one's got a happy anniversary to a special couple with love. Sending All My Love, Today and Always, from me to you. Really cute. 4 cards from that one.
Can I show the banner really quick?
Sure.
Either one of them, because it's cool. The banner's layered also, and
Excellent.
it sticks up. I don't think you could tell that.
Good job. Okay, this one's called Cards for You, and our postman is, oh, I don't know if they're coming in or going out. I guess they're coming in. So our little hedgehog's getting lots of mail. Look. At this one, you can see the hedgehog. It's the card is being pierced by his by his little spines. That's adorable. Over here too, you can see it. I'm easily entertained, guys. He's really cute. Here's our base sheet. A little message for a little message for someone very special. And from me to you. So cute. And there's our background. Of course, I would love this background because look at all that purple and brown. That is just stunning together. Beautiful. There's our little hedgie. He's going the opposite direction on the insert. Doesn't matter as long as they're all going the same way on the cardstock. And this time, I broke up in 2 pieces, each one of them. Here's my background. And this time it gave you 4 little corners. I put that on a 5x7. And then I used that border at the top of the page to put my little message for someone special. I thought that looked cute up there. This one is a partial image, but as long as I matched it up with the background card where it's coming on up the wall, you really don't notice too much that it's a partial image. So it looks really cute. And then it needed something over here. I did Made with Love here. And I brought myself a border up the side just because I had one and it was cute. Same here. I pretty much did the same thing except I used my border piece here. I guess I did exactly the same thing. And this one didn't get its Made with Love yet. I'll have to stick it on there because I think it looks a little empty by comparison. But I did design this one a little bit differently too, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Kind of mixed up the designs. And this one I just used the hedgehog in the 4 corners without any messaging on it, and I thought it was really cute. So we got 4 cards from that one. This one is called Ellie Fun. And we actually got 6 cards from the 2 sets here. I will say that you're not going to have enough background material to make 6 cards, and that's where that solid cardstock came in really handy. This is the one I believe here, maybe that Brittany used the shimmer. So you are going to want to have some kind of supplemental material. If you have those good bright colors in your collection now, go ahead and use those. If not, pick up that very affordable 100-pack of bright card to help fill in and give you some more backgrounds. But let's take a look at these. Now these are huge images. One reason that we have huge background pieces, but they gave you lots of layering pieces too, and that's why we were able to get 2 from each of these. And another reason that we got the extra card is that this elephant was going the opposite direction, so we had to layer on a different piece other than this one. See what I mean? Because the elephants are reversed. So we made 2 cards using the base layer plus 1, and then we also had cards from these borders too. So we got the borders. Here's our insert. Okay, let's take a look at our cards here. We have 2 sets. Let's look at, first we'll look at this one. Brittany made this one on a 5x7 card. She covered her card with gold mirror board. She positioned her base sheet here with its layers in the center and put in the 2 corners. And I'm telling you, this is so cute, it just didn't need anything more than that. Good color choice too, Brittany. Beautiful. Here's one that's done on the green background. Now you can see when we do this we covered our cardstock with green background, and because we have some vacant areas here, that green looks great. And then it's just green around it as if they're under the canopy and everything's green surrounding them. May your birthday be as lovely as you are, and a little border strip up the side, and that's just cute as all get out. Here's our side border, and I think this particular size and shape and colors of this little topper were just perfect for use down in the grass here. And it says, "To a wonderful mum." You could probably fill that in a little bit with a gold marker if it bothered you that mom is spelled M-U-M, the British way. but I think you could fill that in and make that a mom if you wanted to. Thanks for everything you do, and it's just spectacular, so cute. And all we're doing here is just taking that side and mounting it on a 4x8 card. But isn't that just the cutest thing? Look at the little teddy bear up here in the corner looking out from under the leaf. We got the bees, and it's just so cute. Okay, over here, let's take a look at this second set. We've done a little bit more creative things here also. Okay. This first one is just that base sheet mounted on a 5x7 card. I do believe I may have cut this card down just a little bit. Let's see if I did. Look at that. I cut a 1/2 inch off it, and I actually cut a little bit of width off of it just because I thought the card was a little bit big for the size of the topper and not quite big enough to carry the additional banner up there. So I just cut the card down, but it looks cute. So that's the first one. I like the Just For You in here on this one. There's that little bear again peeking out from under the leaf. On this one, this is the same piece we used here. I just put it on a 4x6, the 4x6 European A6 card. And I cut the bottom green part off. And then I put my little Just For You, but I wanted just a little something more, so I took one of my banners and just cut little pieces and notched it just a little bit to create kind of a ribbon there. I think that turned out cute. And here, this one I've done by covering my card with the bright green out of my cardstock pack, the bright blue out of my cardstock pack, and I kind of tried to position those so that, and I actually opened these up. You know, sometimes I tell you don't take the extra pieces out when you're making extra cards, but I kind of opened these up so those background colors would show through. I put a little piece of border material here at the separation between the two of those just so that I wouldn't have any funny line there. And I put my Have a Fun-Filled Day banner or border across the top, put in my two little pieces. I think that just turned out cute as a whip. Really cute. So out of this Elephant kit, we got 6 cards from that set. This was number 12. So all we have left to do here is to show you quickly how to actually create that dome card. So we're going to do that next. We'll be right back. Okay, let's go ahead and get started on making our dome card. Brittany's laid out some basic supplies for me. I think we have everything we'll need to get going here, but we have our foam squares, we have our finger lift tape, our kit, of course. We have our dimensional card, the dome card. We have 2 pairs of scissors, my basic craft scissors that I use all the time, and then I've got, for my detail scissors, I'm using my cutter bees. We have these back in stock, by the way, guys. We were out for a long time, and we just got them back, so yay us. They're available again. Super scissors. If you don't have them, I recommend them. I've got my retractable craft knife. I'm going to need a piece of background card to seal my dome card, and I'm going to just use a piece out of my 6x6 essential card block. If you don't have this is fabulous. This is really good card for stamping. It's great card for alcohol inks. It's great card for all kinds of crafting techniques, and it's in that convenient 6x6 size. So instead of cutting down a 12x12, I'm going to just use a sheet out of this, and I got my caterpillar crop here. So I think we're all ready to go. Let's get started. I'm going to start by breaking up my images. I'm going to go ahead and make 2 cards because I can't not do that. Brittany's got the hiccups, so if you hear a little hiccup every once in a while, that's Brittany. Okay, here's my base layer. This has the same image on my cardstock. You can see that. Here's my layering piece. Now see, this is a single kit, guys, that I'm working on here, and it gives me a half of one of these sheets. So I've got my layering images, my base sheet, and my cardstock. Let's go ahead, and the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start divvying up my pieces between the two. And I'm just going to punch real quick here and pop these out. I've got this larger piece here, and I think I'll put it on this one. My next one, my next largest sheet, I believe, is this one. So I'm going to go to the other one with that, because I just kind of go back and forth, as I said. I'm going to take this one. I'll go to this side. I'll take this one. I have to be a little careful with some of these little skinny pieces, but these still do a pretty good job of just punching out. Hunkdory is pretty famous for the quality of their die cutting and the quality of their... I'm going to go ahead and take this base sheet out so it's not, my work is not confused by all these other pieces. Okay, so I've got at least 3 layers for everything. This could conceivably, if you're thinking that, this could even possibly make a third card if you were interested in doing that. I'm going to go ahead and go with the 2 for this demonstration, but if you think you might want to try a third, you probably have enough images to pull that off. And you can see that this would still be absolutely beautiful over here. That's another image on a card, but we'll go that way. So I have my base plus 3 on each side. It's this one's turn, so I'll put that up there. And then I've got these pretty flowers to use. Oh, we have another partial piece here. This is her arm. That's a tiny one there. Okay, start divvying up the flowers between the 2. So you can see there's nothing whatsoever scientific in my methodology, guys. It's just breaking them up between the 2 sides and making sure everybody gets some pieces. Now when I start assembling this, if one area looks heavy or light, I may switch from side to side and pull a piece from the other side and just change them out. So as I said, nothing whatsoever scientific here. There's some little tiny pieces. Sometimes people ask me, what do you do to put on the little itty bitty ones? Because they're so tiny. It's like, how are you supposed to be able to attach those? And I can use either a regular foam square that I've cut down. Okay, I've got everything out of my background piece now. It's time to start layering these up. I'm going to go off camera for just a minute here while we put foam squares on the backs of all of these. And again, on these little tiny itty bitty pieces, I may cut a foam square in as much as 4 pieces. Or, if you want, we actually have the little super tiny foam squares available for purchase in the store. I don't use an awful lot of those, so often I'll just cut up one of my others, but you know, once we have little bitty pieces like this, the super tiny ones can come in very handy. So, your choice, are $1.99 if you just want to pick up a sheet of those. We'll be right back. Okay, we're back. We've gone ahead and assembled one piece. We have another one ready to go here. I wanted to show you the backs of my pieces so you could see kind of how we were doing things. And here's one where I had to cut down my squares. This time I just cut them in half, but you can see they fit. You can fit a fairly narrow piece with a couple of little half squares. So I did that. Let's go ahead and layer these up. So
I have a question while you're layering.
sure.
Can they mix and match the foam squares for the set of 5 that you were talking about?
Absolutely, you can. We have, the only thing I would say is keep the dimensions or the depth of the foam squares the same, because we have both 1 and 2 millimeter. So I wouldn't mix 1 millimeter squares with 2 millimeter, or everything's going to kind of be lopsided. But you could absolutely use the tiny foam squares that are 2 millimeter. You absolutely could do that. And as you see what I'm doing here, what I'm doing is I'm just building from the largest piece to the smallest piece. And sometimes I'm sticking them in my arms as well, which is what Brittany was smirking about there. Okay, let's see. Sometimes you have to kind of, it's a little bit like working a jigsaw puzzle to figure out where they go. But you can usually figure it out okay. And this butterfly, I gotta get in here, guys, where I can see. Oh, here's the butterfly down here. Oh, and here's the little half flower off the side here. Okay, so we've got that all layered up. Next, I'm going to go ahead and, since our purpose of our demonstration is to do the dome card, we'll do this one first. The dome cards look like this. This piece is inside, just pop it out. I recommend hanging on to these because these would be wonderful with inking techniques and things. You could either change the color of this and actually use that as a background, or you could put this down on your page and then ink over it and create a beautiful shadow kind of effect in the center. So there's lots of things you can do with these. Don't just toss those. Okay, I'm going to need to decide where on my cardstock I want this to sit. And as it turns out, I think the piece I want mine to go on is going to be this very corner. By the time that I put my image in there, what I'm going to get for my background is going to pretty much match here. What I'm saying is my horizon line is going to look good just matching to the bottom, but I always recommend you take a good look at it and see how's that going to match up. So in order to get started with this process, I'm going to tape my card onto my cardstock. So I'm just going to put a little tape all the way around my card. I'm not sure I'm on camera. Brittany, can you check me and make sure I'm on camera? Kind of pulled it back towards myself. I'm sorry about that if I went off camera for a minute there, guys. Wasn't intentional, I'll just get into my work. I kind of forget about the camera sometimes. I'm going to put these little cross pieces here to just kind of hold this snugly to the, around that aperture. Again, aperture just means fancy name for a hole in the card. I'm going to snuggle up close to the hole in the card. Peel my tapes off.
I noticed that you made all of them opening to the side. Could you also make it so it opens to the bottom?
Sure you could. You absolutely could. We could do that with this one. Let's try it and see what we think. That's a good idea.
Yeah. I'm not sure if it will stand, I guess, is my question with the weight of it.
We'll find out.
Okay.
We'll find out. I think that's a great question. I haven't tried it. And just because I didn't think about it. Good job, Brittany. Okay. Roll this out of our way. Okay. So since I want it to open this way, I'm going to match my two corners here in the bottom. And I'm going to put my card right on the back of my cardstock, just like that. So that when I open it up, I've got that opening there. Next, I'm going to take my my craft knife. Now, a lot of you with your craft knives are probably way more skilled than I am because I'm a scissor lover. I really enjoy working with my scissors as opposed to a craft knife most of the time. I am going to cut myself a slit in the center of this. I've put my card face down with my cardstock there. And actually I could make my life a lot easier if I just stopped for a second. Let's cut this card out so we only have a smaller piece we're working with. Excuse me. Okay, so I've got my card all cut out. I've cut myself a little starting point for my scissors here with my craft knife. Didn't cut it deep enough though. This 300-pound paper is pretty thick to cut, so I'm gonna cut pretty deep. There we go. And I'm just going to get in there with my craft scissors and I'm going to cut this out now. As opposed to watching me all the way, we'll let you watch for a second here and then we're going to shut off and we'll come back as I finish it because this can't be fascinating. Can you see me okay though?
I can, yeah.
Now we chose the one that's got the most involved pattern. The circles and the squares are easier than this one, although this one's not difficult. So I'm just going to take these little wedges out as I go, and then I'm going to look from the front and the inside and just make sure that I got it all trimmed up neatly the way I want it. So I can see that I've got a little extra piece here. I'm going to trim that out. I mentioned these Cuddly scissors before, but I'm going to mention them again just because if you don't have a pair of these, they're only about, what are they, Brittany, about $12? 10 to 12?
I'm not sure.
They're in that price range. They're a low-cost scissor, and they come with the scissor guard on them because they are very, very sharp, which makes them really fabulous for some of this detail work. I love, love, love my Cuddlies. I was worried there for a while when I couldn't get them. I thought, oh, surely EK Success isn't going to discontinue these. But then I found them again, so I bought up a bunch of them. And if you don't already have them, you should think about these because these are really worth having. You know, there's not a lot of tools that I specifically recommend, but this is one of them. Okay, we're going to go off camera while I finish this because this just isn't fun for you guys to watch. Okay, so I have taken my sharp scissors and I've cut all the way around, creating my aperture here. I've got my cover ready to go. I will fit this in and make sure nothing's dragging, that everything looks good there. There we go. So now I'm going to tape this in. Now, I don't even have to remove the backing paper when I tape this in, guys, because as long as it clears the hole, this is all going to be covered up. So now I'm just going to tape this in. You could glue it in, I suppose, although you wouldn't want to overdo the glue. I'm just going to tape this in place. Hold my aperture right, or my dome right where I want it to be. And then I'm going to put my princess in place, making sure I get her right side up. It would be really frustrating to get this all assembled and then realize she's not right side up. I think I will actually remove the backing paper actually so that this helps stick to the help stick the card to the backing paper. I wouldn't have to because it's all inside, but as long as the tape's going to do me some good, I probably will peel the tape. Okay, so rub that all down. Okay, we'll go ahead and take these off. Just to hold this all in place. I keep pulling this back. Tell me if I'm getting off camera. Okay. It's very frustrating to watch a video where somebody keeps going out of camera range. I try not to do that, but like I said, I get caught up in my work sometimes and I forget I'm being filmed. So. Okay, got my tape off now. I'm going to put another little bit of tape around the edges, right up to the edge of my face. And I'm doing this because this is going to hold that 6x6 paper in place and kind of sandwich all of those inner workings in between my layers. Rub that down. Make sure it's good and sticky. See how it goes off the edge there? I'm not going to worry about that. Let me show you what I'm going to do. I'm just going to take that tape where it's extra, fold it back on itself. No big deal. Don't try and go in there with your scissors and cut that. You don't have to worry about that stuff. I did get one of these assembled, and then after it was all assembled, I realized that the dome, the inside of the dome, had picked up one of my one of the little pieces of paper off my foam squares, and it was inside my card, so I had to reach in there with a kind of pull it back and reach in there with a pair of tweezers and fish that back out. I kind of wasn't happy with myself over that. Okay, so since we want this to go upright, I'm going to look here. Looky here how that looks when we stick that there. So I'm going to stick that where I want it to be, and then I'm going to stretch a little piece of tape across the top of that to hold that in place. Yeah, I'm using plenty of tape on the inside here, guys, but nobody's ever going to know what we're doing with all this inside stuff. So I'm going to peel this one. Peel that tape. Fold it right back on itself. Peel that tape. Fold this right back on itself. I'm going to get myself a piece of that 6x6 paper. And I'm going to pop that right in here. Now don't be concerned if this ends up being just slightly larger. Sometimes they can be, although this one looks great, sometimes they come out just a little bit just because of the fold of the card makes it stand out just a little bit more. And let's test it, Brittany. There we go.
Pretty cute.
Okay, so we want to put some embellishment on here. I like that with love. And maybe I don't want any more, I'm not sure. Let's see what else we got. Okay, I think I'm just going to put that with love right here. I'm going to put a little bit of foam square on there. I'll get what I did with those. A couple little foam squares just to kind of mirror our layers we have on our card. Bryce just came in. Say hi, Bryce.
Hello.
And put my with love up here at the top. And there we go. There's our Princess Dome card, guys. All we would need to do now is just put our insert in the center, and we are good to go with that one. Now, I don't think I'll do this next one on camera. Can you hand me that card right there on the top one? Thank you. I have this piece left. Oops. So I would put this on a 5x7 card. And top of a 5x7. And then if I wanted to bring this border down as I did in this one, I'm just going to cut along that border, and then I'm going to fit it to the top of my 5x7 after I've cut this. I'm going to cut this piece out and then bring this border down and fit it right over the top with some foam squares behind it. And add my Have a Magical Day. That's it for assembling the dome card. I hope you saw that's actually fairly quick and easy. The only difference is we have to, we line this up where we want it to be on our cardstock. We flip it over, we cut ourselves a starting position, then we either cut with a craft knife or with your scissors to open up the aperture. We put our image in, we tape everything in place good, we cover it with a 6x6, and we have that beautiful completed card. I hope you're enjoying these videos. Once again, if you are, please be sure you give us the thumbs up, because that's our attaboy that we're doing a good job. I'm Debbie from Simply Special Crafts, and we'll see you next time.